Hey there, startup dreamers and seasoned entrepreneurs. Today, we are diving deep into Eric Ries' groundbreaking book, The Lean Startup. This essential guide has become a Silicon Valley Bible, outlining a revolutionary approach to building successful businesses in an uncertain world. Key takeaways upfront. Time's traditional business models are broken for startups. Ries argues that long, detailed planning cycles are a recipe for disaster. Time's validated learning is your new best friend. Learn from your customers early and often through a build, measure, learn feedback loop. Time's embrace the pivot. Don't be afraid to change course if your initial idea isn't gaining traction. Time's waste is the enemy. Focus on minimum viable products, MVPs, to get something out there fast and gather real-world data. Alright, let's get cracking. The startup struggle is real. Ries kicks things off with a sobering truth: most startups fail. But why? He argues that traditional business models, built on assumptions and lengthy planning cycles, simply don't work for companies operating in an environment of extreme uncertainty. Enter the lean startup methodology. So, what's the alternative? Welcome to the lean startup methodology. Here, Ries proposes a scientific approach to building businesses. It's all about minimizing waste and maximizing learning. The build, measure, learn feedback loop. The core of the lean startup methodology is the build, measure, learn feedback loop. Here is how it works. 1. Build. Don't get stuck in planning purgatory. Instead, create a minimum viable product, MVP, a basic, functional version of your product as quickly and cheaply as possible. 2. Measure. Put your MVP in front of real customers and gather data on how they interact with it. Are they using the features you thought were important? What problems are they facing? 3. Learn. Analyze the data you have collected. Is your product on the right track? Do you need to pivot and change direction? The feedback loop is crucial for validating your initial assumptions and ensuring you are building something customers actually want. The art of the pivot. One of the most powerful concepts in the lean startup is the pivot. A pivot is a fundamental change in strategy. Maybe it's your target market, your pricing model, or even the core features of your product. The key is to be flexible and data-driven. If your initial idea isn't gaining traction, don't be afraid to pivot based on what you have learned through your build, measure, learn loop. Waste is the enemy. Throughout the book, Ries emphasizes the importance of minimizing waste. This doesn't just mean financial waste, it also applies to wasted time and effort spent building features that nobody wants. By focusing on MVPs and iterating quickly, lean startups can avoid these pitfalls and get to a product market fit much faster. The lean startup mindset. The lean startup isn't just about a specific set of tools or techniques. It's about adopting a whole new mindset. Here are some key lean startup principles. Times embrace experimentation. Treat your startup like a science experiment, constantly testing and refining your ideas. Times obsess over your customers. Don't build products in a vacuum. Get real customer feedback early and often. Times be adaptable and flexible. The world is constantly changing, and your startup needs to be able to change with it. The final word: building a sustainable business. While the lean startup focuses on the early stages of building a company, Ries emphasizes that the lean principles apply throughout a company's life cycle. By adopting a culture of continuous learning and experimentation, startups can increase their chances of long-term success. So, aspiring entrepreneurs, are you ready to ditch the traditional playbook and embrace the lean startup methodology? Remember, innovation is messy, but with the right approach, you can turn your ideas into thriving businesses. Thanks for joining me on this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel for more such type content.